Right. I actually have to click in. This is the demo map, which is probably one of my favorite demos. Not just because I played it so many times, but it really exemplifies everything. The objective here is simple. This town's been taken over, and we have to kill everyone until the bad guy shows up. I don't really think that's been stated in, like, cutscene-wise. So instead, here we go. This town is a big old... we can't see it yet. But this town is a big old just kind of cross. Or maybe plus sign. Or an X. I don't know if you're looking at the map. I don't know where north is on this thing. And as such, there are a bunch of quadrants in it. But it's not as simple as going door to door and kicking butt. There aren't many secrets. There's one secret. We're actually way too far away from everything to be able to see that. But there are a bunch of little things around this place that get really fun. Look at this bar fight. Go play the piano. Although we can't hear it over the sound of the actual game. I've done things like tried to make sure these windows stay nice and safe, but also it's just fun to shoot the windows and be like that Simpsons thing. Here in the post office where they have bullets because it's the Wild West. No mail, just everyone's sending each other canteens. Water's, you know, very important. Let's get into this dry goods store where everything seems to be selling really well. We need the brass key. So I guess we'll just make our way out of here. Excuse me. Coming through. I don't even think this is a shop. I just wanted to say hi. Suppose I should use the door like a regular gentleman. The hotel is the centerpiece, and it is the one part that I kind of forget, in a way. Hey, look, an innocent guy. I mean, I've never met an innocent man, so maybe I should still shoot him, just in case. And then, I don't think that's the same guy. I think that's just a clone. I think there are triplets in here, which makes me a little more scared. Where is the thing about the hotel that I forget about, not that it's too important, is we make our way upstairs, and like any good hotel, the doors are locked. You know, you don't want people just barging in privacy. They're all locked with the same key, which I guess is weird. So let's make our exit. Not into this place just yet. Let's get back into the main strip, the opening into town. Excuse me, shotgun man, taking half my health. Those shotgun guys are no joke. And they will definitely take you down in any other capacity. Maybe, you know, we start back at the telegraph office, where say hi to this gentleman, look inside and go, hey, there's a key over there and something weird. Maybe we could just hop in here. Oh no, we need the steel key. Hey, what's this? We can push it in. Here's the steel key. What kind of weirdo locks his own key in the place? Also, we get the rifle scope. Now we're fully upgraded. With the tip of our hat, we get this little scope. And it's pretty much the best thing to use if you're going into a harder difficulty, because you can kind of stay safe. Be really, really particular with your shots. But we don't need to do that because we're crazy. So let's continue on over here. I don't know if Marshall James is a praying man, but at least he's got something. You know, he's doing a job sending people wherever they may go. He is the Sharon, so to speak. I don't know that that's right. I mean, that's the dude that does the boat. I don't think he does the killing, so to speak. I don't even know what this place is, now that I'm looking at it. Maybe it's a judge's place? There's the witness stand, and there's some other stuff, or maybe just a desk thing. We pick up a pen, which will be important later, and maybe escape out the back to look around. Here's the sheriff place next to the jail. Already ran into the sheriff place kind of nonchalantly, where we find the rest of the townsfolk and one dude who I guess maybe they didn't like because he's stuck in jail too. But for the sake of everything, we'll probably just make sure you guys no, it's okay. I'll come back for you probably. We picked up some dynamite, didn't we? Dynamite's fun. You light it with the alternate fire, and then you throw it. Usually, you know, you try to throw it where it hits the people. You don't just toss it without lighting it. It doesn't really do anything. Here's a well. I'm sorry that I'm going so out of place with this, but I've played this map so many times. Here's the secret area, and in the secret area we find spooky spiders with which to destroy. Hopefully, please. I don't like the spiders. They're scary and water-based. They're not as bad as those freaky fish sewer monsters in Dark Forces 1. They're still not great. I don't know. They scurry around and their attack pattern's weird. In here we find another dude and the heavy boilerplate, which will make this even more of kind of a silly venture. Because it's basically armor. In the way of it'll take the hits for us and slowly degrade until it's no more. I don't remember though if it stays with us from level to level. It probably doesn't even need to. It's fine as it is here. Let us soldier on. There's one more important item that we need to really start setting things off, and that is in this stable. We can also check out the stables. Sometimes there is item things like canteens and shells. We don't really need all the ammo because we're picking up plenty of it. Here's our shovel. It's pretty important. If I make this jump, it's gonna get scary. I guess some of the buildings don't have textures on the bottom of them, or some of them don't have roofing texture. So that weird thing happens. I don't know. It's kind of terrifying. So here's the bank. It was on the front thing. I just kind of forgot to talk about it. Not that it was really important to talk about because we can't even get in. We need the brass key. It's probably the same thing. That's probably the brass key. What is with these places blocking themselves in? If we look ever so cleverly at this odd patch of land, this loose pack of dirt. My, what's this? Let's just mash the enter button and consider ourselves a bunch of little heisters. Excuse me. I don't believe this bank belongs to you. Instead, we don't find money, we find an elixir. And bullets. Yep, just as I thought. The brass key is here. And this brass key, for whatever reason, opens the back to the dry goods. I don't know why, but it does. And in the back of the dry goods store, at the bottom, I suppose, we find a crowbar, which isn't actually that hard to use. It's immediately to this door that's stuck. You open it up. Find a bunch of good stuff. And a man who probably should have been more thankful that, you know, thanks for letting me out of that place. I've been stuck there for years, it feels like. Some people just aren't appreciative. This is probably the next best place. It doesn't feel like you have to kill everyone. It feels like you just have to kill a certain percentage before the boss man shows up. But there's plenty to do while we're still doing this. Like, look around here. And I believe this was a brass key, also door. Excuse me. Hey, 2 for 1 bullet kind of thing. This crate place isn't all that great. Ha! 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 I'm sorry. Yeah, we pick up a doctor's bag if we need it. Pick up some more bullets, which we also don't really need. We can probably, you know, start using other guns. Or maybe using no guns and going full fist. No. Now that we really need to. Not that we really need to do much of anything. Is there anything in here? I didn't think so. Here's a nice little Monkey Island joke for Stan's Used Coffins. Here's a little hint. Please sign our infernal guest book. Alright, well, we do have ourselves a pen. Might as well get in here. Thanks for dropping in, it says as it literally drops the floor on us. I don't know how much I'd trust a used casket, but we get some items that will be of no use to us because we're so good. I hesitate in a way to say all these things. It's just bad is really hard to play while you're trying to talk and show off the game and not be terrible at it and not have too many jump cuts. But it's also, I'd say, good is a little too easy. Makes me have to do silly things, which I guess maybe we'll play better. Here's the Museum of Oddities. Such odd things as statues. This man in a bottle. I don't think you can get rid of it. Bullets. I don't really know how odd bullets are, but maybe they're shells. Maybe they were shells. This chicken's kind of odd. And in fact, I don't even trust it. It's also a lovely portrait of things like Gandhi, maybe? Or a very grumpy old man. Monkey Man. Armadillo. That thing from King of Fighters 14. The new arrivals, I want to say, team. Official invitation. That lady. Changes her masks all the time. Oh, gee, it sounds like the boss guy is ready, and he's in Crazy Abe's furniture store. We will not bother with him right now. Because I'm pretty sure... Is there anything else we should do around here? It seems like we've gotten the area nicely mapped out, and just look at that lovely, again, the layout. It's so gorgeous. Nah. It's like we'll take this guy out. And again, he's kind of the... It's kind of the way of... If you didn't realize this guy spawned and maybe you didn't get the boilerplate, suddenly he just does that barrage and you're like, well, I guess I have to restart the whole level again. But as much as this is a really fun level to do, it would probably get grating to constantly get, you know, Dark Souled. Sort of. Dark Soulsed? Well, you're getting murdered.
Good shooting, mister. You're already too late.
Sorry about that. You not believe how many times you hear that phrase, because that's the end of the demo. I have no remorse for you, vaguely racist man. Here's another example of that. Evangelion, hang on the shot. Because, and like, do we really need to see the whole... It's like, it's almost like I can see the guy animating it and going, look, I did the whole train thing. And they're like, do we really need all of it? But he was so steadfast in saying, no, we need it. But our intrepid martial man is on the case, ready to dispense justice, and of course, has to be on a train. What Western would we be if we were not going to get some train business going? Look at that little spin. That was a beautiful little section. Alright, let's get back into shooting people. Bam. It's perfect. So if I remember correctly, except for this one. And of course the iron key's in that one. That's not really what I intended. All of these were locked before. Except for that one. That one still needs the key. A different key. The sprawling landscape of the West. I remember it well. How it was that rock, and then that rock, and then that different looking rock, and then that rock. Beautiful. As the map indicates, we're on a train. There aren't any secrets to be had on trains. There's only justice and cool shootouts and not having to worry about falling to your death accidentally. I don't know if you can like jump out the window or jump off the side. Really not like to find out. It does that again. I'm gonna compare this to Doom because you might as well call it a reskin. So it's really good. And we get a sawed-off shotgun. Sawed-off shotgun, the interesting thing I would say is the primary fire is the is the steel key. The primary now I need brass key. I'll see how this is. Primary fire is both barrels. Full blast, somehow got that guy. And then the normal one is just one at a time. As you can tell, its range is spotty at best. But that makes it perfect for these interiors. And we get to say hello, hello. Before you can shotgun me, let me shotgun you. We also, for some reason, your crouch can get under these things. I hesitate to think of that lanky ass man crouching like prone, crab walking almost enough to get into this position. Excuse me. You were supposed to go down with that last thing out. I don't know if you saw it in the script. It was pretty clear in that way. This is how we lose half of our inventory of shells. Just by being really good at murdering things, I suppose. You could say really good, because that's the difficulty. I mean, you don't have to. I'm not gonna blame you if you don't. But you could say it. Now, I'm pretty sure it might not be. Might not be here yet. Still, let's worry about these guys. We didn't even use the scope still. Can we 360 scope if I pretend that I'm turning with that? No. It's too early in the centuries for some 360 no scopes. Instead, we need to get a little. You guys are over here. This is the disadvantage of the scope. Other than not hitting things occasionally, it severely limits like where people are really good at hiding under this huge scope that you get. Let's stop being a big coward, man, and just get him down. Oh, I really was hoping you would fall off. Really, really hoping. This was the only weird thing about having the altar, like, I don't know a reason why you would just regular fire your gun unless maybe it's more accurate. Why wouldn't you just fan, even if you just wanted to fan regularly? You get the brass key, which is pretty important because it seems like every other door needed the brass key. And last but not least, go here, but it's stuck. Hey, we need a crowbar, but unfortunately we lose all of our items. Save for, I think, doctor bags, which we don't really need to worry about. Thankfully, yeah, we can go back. We can also fight on top of the train because what else would I... Oh, with that guy. What cowboy game would this be? Western game, if you will. If we couldn't jump on the top of the train and get to getting. I do like the fact that unlike a... oh, there we go. Unlike most of the sci-fi games like Doom, except I guess for these main cars. I don't know, maybe it's a loading thing. That a lot of these doors just kind of stay open. It's really good to remember, or perhaps not remember, where you put your stuff or what you've opened and what you haven't. So now with the crowbar in hand, we can get even closer. And get some justice dispensed and maybe get our daughter, and the game will just end really, really quick. Nope. No, wait, hold on. Satchel. I don't know if that gets us more stuff. It seemed like it was a really cool item thing for just 4 bullets. But, you know, I won't look... There was something about looking a gift horse in the mouth and then losing your wife that I probably should be paying attention to. Now we're ready to fight that guy, who I guess didn't have a ticket, or a prayer, or a bulletproof vest like I do. I mean a boilerplate. Which, now that I consider it, is probably a good, bad, and ugly reference. I don't think I'm gonna find my daughter in any of these. Maybe she's in this cutscene. Oh wait, she totally is.
Sarah!
I should probably be trying to hit the cutscene button earlier, before it happens. If I already know it's gonna happen, I should probably be wary of it. Instead, feverishly regretting not hitting that button faster. This can't be the same man. His arms are way too unlanky. Maybe he grew them to them, I guess. It's not important because we've been sabotaged. Blink. All right.